Your legs used to carry you anywhere. Now they feel like they might give out at any moment. That's what 74-year-old Linda whispered during her last visit. She wasn't talking about pain exactly, not about illness. She was talking about the slow, quiet fear that starts to creep in when your legs no longer feel like your own. A year ago, Linda danced at her granddaughter's wedding. Last week, she hesitated before stepping into her own kitchen, afraid her legs wouldn't hold. That moment, it broke her heart. And if you felt that moment too, you are not alone. Millions of seniors over 65 experience sudden leg cramps, weakness, or stiffness that make simple movements feel risky, not because they stopped caring, but because they never knew what their body was missing. Here's the truth no one tells you. As we age, our legs are the first to weaken, not because of time, but because of nutrient depletion. Your muscles can't contract without calcium. They can't relax without magnesium. Nerves can't signal without vitamin B12. And without vitamin D, all of this slows down. That's not aging, that's deficiency. But here's the good news. You don't need prescriptions. You don't need gym memberships. You don't need to just live with it. What you need is information plus nutrition. And in this video, we're giving you both. You'll discover 7 powerful vitamins and minerals that help strengthen your legs, prevent cramps, improve balance, and restore confidence. They're easy to find, easy to add to your meals, and they work gently with your body, not against it. So before you accept weakness as just part of aging, join me. Let's start with your legs and give your life back the freedom it deserves. Because strong legs equal strong living. And that starts now with you. A few years ago, I met a gentleman named Frank, age 74. Frank lived alone in a quiet suburb in Ohio. He loved 2 things more than anything: his garden and his morning walks. Every day at 6 a.m., he'd lace up his old sneakers, grab a cup of coffee, and head out to walk 3 blocks and back. It wasn't about fitness, it was his peace, his rhythm, his way of saying, "I'm still here, I'm still strong." But then, something changed. At first, he brushed it off. A little stiffness, a cramp in his right leg. Then came the balance issues. Stepping off a curb felt risky. One morning, he tripped on a crack in the sidewalk. Luckily, he caught himself, but that fear, it stuck. Frank told me, "Doc, I didn't fall, but I haven't gone walking since. I sit in the kitchen and just look outside," and I could hear it in his voice. He wasn't just losing strength, he was losing a part of himself. So we talked. I asked him about his meals, what he was eating, when and why. Turns out Frank had always eaten light. Toast in the morning, maybe soup for dinner. He thought avoiding heavy food was the smart thing. But what he didn't realize is that he was missing key nutrients, ones his legs were desperately asking for. His muscles weren't weak from age alone, they were malnourished. His balance wasn't just off, his nerves were underfed, and his cramps, a loud signal from a body running on empty. We made a plan. No drastic diets, no expensive supplements, just real food chosen with care, with vitamins that support leg strength, circulation, and coordination. And within a month, Frank was back on his walks. He texted me a photo of his garden with the caption, "Still growing, just like me." That's when I knew. This video had to be made, because if Frank could come back from the edge, so can you. If this story touched you, stay with me. The next part will show you exactly what's been silently stealing your strength. Why your legs get weaker, and what's behind it. Have you ever stood up and thought, "These don't feel like my legs anymore"? Maybe your knees buckle a little, or you pause before climbing the stairs. Or worse, you wake up in the night, calf cramped so tight it feels like it's screaming. You're not imagining things. And no, it's not just getting old. Here's what's really happening. When it comes to aging, most of us talk about the heart, the brain, maybe cholesterol. But there's something even more fundamental that gets ignored. Your legs. Because when your legs begin to weaken, your independence quietly starts slipping away. It's not just a muscle issue, it's a domino effect of changes happening inside your body that all lead to one thing: pain, imbalance, fear of falling, saying no to the little joys of life. Let's break it down. 1. Sarcopenia, muscle loss with age. Starting in your 40s, your body begins to lose 1 to 2% of muscle mass per year. By 70, many people have lost up to 30% of their strength, especially in the legs. Why the legs first? Because they carry the load. And as we age, we simply don't move as much. Less walking, less muscle stimulation. Less muscle, less stability. Less stability, more falls. Just a 10% loss in leg strength can triple your risk of falling. 2. Micronutrient deficiency, the silent drain. Many seniors eat less or avoid certain foods due to digestion issues or outdated diet advice. The result, your body quietly runs low on vitamin D for balance and strength, magnesium and potassium to relax your muscles and prevent cramps, vitamin B12 for nerve signals and coordination, calcium for both bones and muscle contraction. Add in medications like diuretics, heart pills, or antacids, and nutrient loss becomes even worse. You're not just tired, your body is starving for support. Matter 3. Poor circulation, less flow, more fatigue. Blood is your body's delivery system, but with age, circulation to your legs slows down. Your arteries get stiffer. Blood doesn't move like it used to. This means less oxygen reaches your muscles. Nutrients don't get delivered. Waste builds up. Your legs feel heavy, cold, sore, and more likely to cramp at night. It's not just discomfort, it's your body saying, "Help me." And here's the emotional truth. Many older adults start believing this is just how it is now. So they move less, sit more, and the cycle deepens. But let me say this gently and clearly. That cycle can be broken. Not with fancy equipment, not with painful treatments, but with real nutrition, simple actions, and the belief that your body still responds. And it does. In the next part, we'll explore the first powerful vitamin your legs are silently asking for, and it may already be in your fridge. Stick with me, because what comes next could make your next step steadier than the last. 1. Vitamin D, the sunshine strength your legs are missing. What if the secret to stronger legs was hidden in the morning sun? Vitamin D isn't just for bones. It's one of the most powerful nutrients for leg strength, balance, and pain prevention. But here's the hard truth. Nearly 70% of seniors in the US are deficient, and most have no idea. Why vitamin D matters for your legs? Think of vitamin D as a muscle activator. Without it, your body struggles to absorb calcium, which muscles and bones desperately need, contract and relax muscles, especially during sleep. Keep nerves firing correctly, reducing twitches, cramps, and nighttime pain. Research shows that low vitamin D levels are directly linked to weaker leg strength, slower reaction times, increased risk of falling. Even mild deficiency can make walking feel like a chore. Where to get it? The best natural source? Sunlight. Just 15 to 30 minutes a day on your arms or legs can give your body what it needs. But here's the catch. As we age, our skin makes less vitamin D from sunlight, so you also need food. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, tuna, egg yolks, fortified milk, or yogurt, or extremes exposed to sunlight. Still low? Talk to your doctor about vitamin D3 supplements, often recommended at 800 to 1,000 IU per day for seniors. How it changes your life. Vitamin D helps activate fast-twitch muscle fibers, the ones that help you catch your balance when you slip. It also reduces inflammation in the joints, making your steps smoother and less painful. One of my patients, Uncle Ray, 78, said, "I thought I needed new knees. Turns out I just needed more sunshine and salmon." Let's take his advice. Go for a morning walk. Eat eggs for breakfast. Grill salmon for dinner. Your legs will thank you. 2. Calcium, the quiet guardian of strong legs and steady steps. Mini hook. You've heard it's good for your bones, but calcium might be the missing key to steady legs and safer walks. Most people associate calcium with avoiding fractures, but here's what they miss. Your muscles can't even move without calcium. Why calcium matters? Let's break it down. Every time you take a step, stand up from a chair, or reach for a glass, your muscles contract and relax, and those actions depend on calcium signaling, a biochemical handshake between your brain and your muscles. Without enough calcium, signals misfire. You might feel muscle tremors, leg cramps, general fatigue or instability. And over time, bones lose density, making falls much more dangerous. Where to get it? Here's the good news. You don't need fancy supplements. Calcium is found in dairy, milk, cheese, Greek yogurt, leafy greens, spinach, kale, collard greens, canned fish with bones, sardines, salmon, tofu, and fortified plant milks. But here's the secret. Calcium straw needs vitamin D to be absorbed properly. That's why these two always go hand in hand in any senior health guide. How it helps you feel stronger. Do you ever feel like your legs just won't hold you up anymore? That shaky sensation when rising from a chair? That's often not weakness. It's a lack of coordination, and calcium plays a role. One of my patients, Linda, 74, started adding calcium-rich foods to her meals. Within a month, she told me, "I'm not scared of stairs anymore." It wasn't a miracle, it was mineral power. Quick tip: combine for better absorption. Eat Greek yogurt, calcium, sit by a sunny window, vitamin D. Make a kale salad, grilled salmon. Add tofu or spinach to soup with sardines. Strong legs aren't just about movement. They're about confidence, freedom, and the ability to stand tall without fear. 3. Vitamin B12, the spark plug for nerves and muscles. Let's talk about a quiet powerhouse that your body absolutely depends on. Vitamin B12. It doesn't get as much attention as calcium or vitamin D, but without enough B12, your legs may feel like they're carrying concrete. B12 is essential for keeping your nerves and muscles talking to each other clearly. It acts like a spark plug, firing off electrical signals that tell your legs when to move, how to balance, and when to relax. When your B12 levels are low, here's what can happen. You might feel heaviness in your legs. You may notice tingling or numbness in your feet. You could start losing balance more easily. And worst of all, leg cramps that strike out of nowhere. This isn't just discomfort, it's your nervous system sending a distress signal. As we age, the risk of B12 deficiency increases. Why? Because older adults often absorb B12 less effectively, especially if they take acid reflux medications or have certain digestive conditions. So what are the best sources of B12? Animal-based foods like beef, chicken, eggs, and dairy, fish and shellfish, salmon, sardines, tuna, clams, fortified cereals or nutritional yeast for plant-based diets. If you're vegetarian or over 70, you might need B12 supplements or even injections, but always talk to your doctor first. Let's bring this to life with someone I know. My neighbor Ray is 79. He used to love woodworking, but one day he told me he kept dropping his tools. His hands tingled, his legs felt like jelly. He thought it was just old age catching up with him. We ran a quick blood test, and guess what? He had severely low B12. A few weeks of B12 shots, and Ray was back in his workshop, steady as ever. Here's the bottom line. If your legs feel weak, wobbly, or unsteady, don't just blame age. Check your B12, because without it, your brain and muscles are driving without a steering wheel. And next up, we'll cover a mineral that helps those muscles actually relax and prevents those annoying nighttime cramps. Stick with me. 4. Magnesium, the relaxation mineral your legs are begging for. Let's talk about something that can make your legs cramp less and move more. Magnesium. If your muscles were music, magnesium would be the conductor, keeping every contraction and relaxation in harmony. Without it, you get cramps, twitching, tightness, and sometimes legs that just won't settle down at night. Magnesium is what allows your muscles to let go after they contract. It also helps your nerves communicate properly and plays a big role in bone strength too. Here's the kicker. Most older adults don't get enough magnesium. Why? Because magnesium hides in the kinds of foods we often skip. Leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard, nuts and seeds, especially almonds, pumpkin seeds, and cashews, whole grains, beans, and even avocados. When we cut back on these, especially with age or digestive issues, our muscles lose their natural rhythm. Let me tell you about Margaret. 76, lives 2 houses down. She used to wake up several times a week from terrible calf cramps. She'd stretch, she'd walk. She even tried sleeping with socks filled with rice. Then I asked her, "Have you tried adding magnesium-rich foods into your dinners?" She started sprinkling pumpkin seeds on her salad and snacking on a few almonds after lunch. Within 2 weeks, the cramps dropped by half. After a month, gone. It wasn't magic. It was magnesium. But that's not all. Magnesium also helps your body absorb calcium properly. So if you're taking calcium supplements but not magnesium, that calcium might not be doing its job, or worse, might end up in the wrong places like joints or arteries. And one more gift, magnesium supports your sleep. Less restlessness, fewer leg twitches, deeper sleep equals better recovery. Here's a simple way to try it. Sprinkle chia or flax seeds on your oatmeal. Eat a handful of unsalted nuts in the afternoon. Enjoy a magnesium-rich smoothie with spinach and banana before bed. You don't need pills, just smart swaps. So the next time you feel your legs tightening up, don't just rub them, feed them. Coming up next, a mineral that works alongside magnesium to send the right messages between your nerves and muscles. And that's where real balance begins. Let's go. Top 5. Potassium, the balancing act your legs can't live without. Let's say it clearly. Without potassium, your legs can't move smoothly. Period. Potassium is one of your body's key electrolytes, the ones that keep your muscles, nerves, and heart working like a well-tuned engine. Think of potassium as your body's muscle whisperer. It doesn't make a loud entrance, it doesn't get the spotlight, but when it's missing, your muscles scream. Leg cramps, muscle spasms, fatigue, and shakiness. Sound familiar? Most leg cramps in older adults, especially at night, are linked to low potassium. But here's what's beautiful. Potassium is easy to get if you know where to look. And no, it's not just bananas, though we'll talk about those too. Great potassium sources include bananas, of course, sweet potatoes, white potatoes with skin, beans and lentils, spinach and Swiss chard, avocados, yogurt, oranges, and cantaloupe. Now here's the catch. As we age, potassium drops, especially if you take medications like diuretics, water pills for blood pressure or heart conditions. These meds flush out potassium along with water, leaving your muscles more prone to cramps and spasms. I once had a patient named Paul, 81 years old, used a walker and had stopped gardening because his legs didn't trust him anymore. When we checked his labs, his potassium was barely at the low normal range. He started adding a baked potato with skin to his dinner 3 times a week, sometimes a banana smoothie in the afternoon. 3 weeks later, Paul called and said, "I'm back in the garden. I'm not fast, but my legs feel like mine again." That's the power of restoring balance. One mineral, one meal at a time. Try adding a potassium-rich food to your lunch or dinner. Even a banana with breakfast can make a difference. Combine it with magnesium-rich foods like nuts or leafy greens, and you've got a leg-loving combo. And remember, potassium isn't just about preventing cramps. It supports heart health, fluid balance, and even bone strength. So if your legs feel weak, twitchy, or unstable, start with potassium. Start simple. Start today. And coming up next, a vitamin that tells calcium exactly where to go, into your bones, not your arteries. Don't miss it. 6. Vitamin K, the unsung hero that directs calcium where it belongs. Let's imagine this. You're building a house, you've got bricks, that's calcium, but no blueprint to tell you where to put them. What happens? Chaos. That's exactly what happens in your body without vitamin K. See, calcium is amazing if it ends up in the right place, your bones. But if it ends up in the wrong place, like your arteries or soft tissues, it can cause stiffness, poor circulation, and even increase your risk of heart problems. That's where vitamin K steps in. It's the blueprint, the guide, the quiet director backstage that tells calcium, hey, go to the bones, not the blood vessels. There are actually 2 types of vitamin K. Vitamin K1, found in leafy greens, kale, spinach, collard greens, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. It's the one most people get from diet, great for blood clotting and basic bone health. Vitamin K2, found in fermented foods and animal products, natto, fermented soy, aged cheeses, egg yolks, chicken liver, some dairy and butter. This is the bone builder and artery protector. It helps activate proteins that lock calcium into your bones and sweep it out of your arteries. Now here's where it matters most for seniors. Many older adults take calcium and vitamin D supplements, but don't get enough K2. That means calcium might be floating around the bloodstream with no GPS, increasing stiffness and risk of calcification. I had a patient, Marie, 75. She was taking her calcium daily like clockwork, but still felt stiff in her knees and hips. We reviewed her diet. No leafy greens, no fermented foods, very little dairy. We made small changes. Added steamed kale or spinach to her dinner 3 times a week. Switched from margarine to real butter. Introduced her to Gouda cheese, now her favorite treat. 6 weeks later, Marie said, "I don't creak when I get out of bed anymore." Vitamin K doesn't work overnight, but over time, it guides your minerals, protects your joints, and helps your body feel less stiff, more fluid. Pro tip: if you're already taking vitamin D or calcium, don't forget to balance it out with vitamin K-rich foods. You don't need to eat natto unless you're brave. Start with spinach or kale, and you're on your way. Coming up next, a vitamin that powers red blood cells and supports shrimp muscle repair, especially after activity. Let's dive into the final part of this nutrient journey. HA7, vitamin B6, the energy bridge between muscles and mind. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like your legs just don't want to move? They're not in pain, they're not cramping, but they're heavy, slow, unmotivated. That's where vitamin B6 quietly comes in and makes a powerful difference. Think of B6 as a bridge connecting your muscles, nervous system, and energy supply. Here's how it works. 1. B6 supports red blood cell production. Red blood cells carry oxygen to your muscles. No oxygen, no energy, tired, dragging legs. Vitamin B6 helps your body produce hemoglobin, the oxygen-carrying part of blood. Without enough B6, even short walks can feel like uphill battles. 2. B6 aids in neurotransmitter function. These are the chemical messengers between your brain and your muscles. They say, contract, relax, lift your foot, step forward. Low B6, the messages are delayed. That's when legs feel unresponsive, wobbly, or awkward. 3. B6 reduces inflammation and muscle fatigue. Chronic low-grade inflammation makes muscles stiff and sore. Vitamin B6 acts like a calm-down agent, helping your body clear inflammation and repair damage from daily movement. Emotional side effect: seniors low in B6 often report brain fog, irritability, feeling off or low energy even with good sleep. It's all connected because B6 supports your nervous system's emotional balance, physical strength. Best food sources of B6: bananas, chickpeas, potatoes with skin, salmon, poultry, chicken, turkey. Fortified cereals, great for those with low appetite. Fun tip: a banana with a handful of walnuts equals a B6 and magnesium combo that soothes nerves and muscles at the same time. I had a viewer named Frank, 69, who said he always needed an afternoon nap. Not because of age, but because his legs just gave out. We adjusted his lunch routine. Chickpea salad with olive oil and herbs. 1 banana for a snack, swapped soda with fortified whole grain cereal for breakfast. 3 weeks in, Frank emailed, "I'm not crashing anymore. I'm chasing my grandson in the yard." Final reminder, B6 works best when combined with the other nutrients we've covered today. You don't need megadoses, just steady, natural intake through meals. Because when your nerves, blood, and muscles are all working together, you don't just walk better, you feel like yourself again. Up next, we'll wrap everything up with a powerful emotional takeaway and gentle call to action, shall we? 1 step stronger. Let's take a breath together. You've just learned about 7 powerful nutrients that aren't just good for you, they're transformational. They rebuild tissue, they balance your nerves, they calm inflammation, they lift fatigue. But even more than that, they remind you of something deeper. You still have power. It's easy to forget that when your legs don't listen the way they used to, when pain makes you pause, when the stairs look taller than they did last year. But every nutrient we talked about today, from vitamin D to B6, is a whisper from your body saying, "Please give me what I need. I'm ready to heal." Because your body hasn't given up on you, and neither should you. You don't need expensive pills, you don't need a gym membership, you don't need to feel young again. You just need to feel supported from the inside out. Let's remember something important. These nutrients work together. They're like a team, and your plate is their home field. A salad with spinach and chickpeas? That's vitamin K and B6. A breakfast of eggs and fortified cereal? That's B12 and iron. A piece of salmon with sautéed kale? That's omega-3, D, and magnesium. All in one bite. Every meal is a moment to rebuild. Every bite is a quiet vote. I choose strength, I choose ease, I choose joy. So here's your gentle reflection. Which of these nutrients do you think your body has been missing? And what's one food you can add this week, just one, to start nourishing your legs again? Write it down, put it on your fridge, tell someone you love, because this isn't just about legs, it's about you. Moving freely, living fully, laughing loudly. And that, my dear friend, is a journey worth walking. Up next, we'll close with a warm, heartfelt CTA and a preview of the next video that builds on everything you've just learned. Shall we finish strong? So now that you know, 7 essential nutrients that quietly strengthen your legs, calm your nerves, and give your body the deep care it deserves. The question is, what will you try first? A banana with breakfast? A small stretch after tea? One quiet change could start a powerful ripple. Because every step you take, even a tiny one, tells your body, I still care about you. And if this video gave you even one new idea, one moment of hope, we invite you to walk this journey with us again next week. In our next video, we'll explore another gentle, joyful way to support your legs, naturally and at your own pace. We won't spoil the surprise, but your body and your spirit will thank you. And as promised in our last video, here are 3 gentle exercises you can do right at home. Seated marches. Sit upright in a chair. Lift one knee at a time, like marching in place. Great for circulation and balance. Try 10 per leg. 2 wall calf raises. Stand near a wall, rise up on your toes, then slowly lower. Strengthens calves and helps prevent nighttime cramps. Do 2 sets of 10. 3 leg extensions. Sit in a chair, straighten one leg, hold for 3 seconds, switch. Builds your quads for safer steps and better posture. No equipment, no pressure, just steady progress. Try just one today and let us know how it feels. Drop a comment below. Which food are you adding to your week, or what habit has helped you feel stronger? If this message touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe, where every week we share simple ways to live stronger, longer, and more joyfully. Because this is more than just a video. It's a reminder that your strength, your health, and your joy still matter. This is where every step you take for your health today becomes a gift